Hello everybody. Just doing a quick video here. This here is Reaper's, which is reapermini.com's main webpage. They, at the very beginning page, will have some new models that they have just come out with their different lines of miniatures. That was Chronoscape, now this is Warlord, and they got a couple that are coming out that are painted. Just to give you a preview, and if you look down here, you can put your mouse over it and it'll pop up with a small picture. Then you can obviously click it to get a much larger image of the miniatures. But that's not exactly why we're here. Why we're exactly here, that doesn't need to be there, is they have all these nice model lines, and then they have some special editions, which is usually the this chick here, Sophie, which a lot of the stuff for that is limited runs and only at Gen Cons. Just kind of wanted to bring that to your attention now, but you might be familiar, sorry I kind of hiccuped in this book at the same time, with the Bone lines, which is a plastic pre-primed miniature line produced by Reaper. And if you look here, this is in US currency. The prices of the miniatures, because I mean, look, this is 3 miniatures here for $5, another 3 for $5, 6 for $4. This one miniature is pretty large. It's a Minotaur. You can see that the prices are cheap for a high quality miniature, and I've seen these in person at my game store out of the packages, and they are spectacular miniatures. And the nice thing is, you take these out, maybe give them a quick wash in some water and soap just to make sure, and then you can paint on these because these are pre-primed miniatures. I like Reaper's models, and sometimes the paint jobs they get on some of these things are not the greatest, but the sculpts are still really good. So that being said, when you go to their main webpage or anywhere else, on the top here, you can click here to get back to the main web page. It's not really needed, but you'll see that they have Dark Haven Bones Kickstarter, and you can go to, where is it? Dark Legends. Where's Havens? Maybe it's a combination of the two. I don't know. Or maybe they're calling it Dark Haven, but that's besides the point. They're starting a Kickstarter, and right now they currently have 3,000, and I think it just said 26. Yep, $3,026,132. You can click on this, and it'll go into why. And basically, they have, technically, you can buy right now from a store 12 Bones miniatures, and basically 1/3 of all their sales right now are these Bone miniatures. So they're trying to expand the line, but instead of taking forever to expand the line like they have the other lines, they have decided to go to a Kickstarter route. And you can do a minimum pledge of $1. It doesn't get you anything really, but you can do it skeleton level. Or some serious things is all you're going to get for $1. And if you look here, they achieved the 30K, and once they achieved the 30K, they had 50, 70, 90, 100. Blah 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 blah. This is kind of tracks where they're at, what they've achieved, what their next goal is in green, and then the white one here doesn't have the little red background is the next stage after, and you can see they get some more room for growth. And every time they achieve an unlock, they add more to what you can get, depending on what your pledge level is, what you can get back from them. And obviously they're adding more stuff as they get more money, because then they are able to add more to the line. And this right now is a great time to get in there and get a bunch of miniatures for like $1 a miniature or even less. That being said, I mean, right here they show the Vampire Pet Pledge, which is a $100 pledge. And with this $100 pledge, you receive a crap load of miniatures, zombie, ghast, wraith, mummy at the same time. That's what you get for your $100. So you got 30 new bones, which is what they planned on once they reached their initial goal, was these 30 here. And if you look here, this is the Barbarian Goliath guy. Amazing sculpt. And they got the beholder. I've seen that. It's an amazing sculpt as well. Obviously, I haven't seen it in the bones, but I'm pretty sure it's the same molds that they used for their metal versions. A lot of these are some of the higher selling, better sculpt miniatures that they have in the line. So you get those 30. You get the dungeon attack, which is further down here, but you can see it's a good amount of guys. You get Sophie as well. You get the fighter set, the Dead Horde set. You get the BBEG set. You get the L set. You get the Dwarf set. You get the Clock Classic. I think that might have been the sculptor, I'm not sure. You get the Townsfolks, and you get the Fire It Up, which are a clear, like resin that's a translucent orange-red, I guess, color ink has been added to the resin, so when it dries, it kind of looks inflamed and kind of cool. And then they have optional stuff available as well. So available to vampire and undead levels. And for like $10, you can get the Fire Giant and Queen. You can get the Bone Wraith for 10, Ice Giant for 10. Which I really like is another optional thing you get that's available to all levels. So if you even put the $1 pledge in, you can come in and then for $18 or for $36, you can get these two sets here. You can also, for $25, you get the Orcpocalypse, and obviously add $5 for international shipping. Sorry guys, if you're in Canada or yes, it is free. And then one thing Catafish was talking about and was hoping that Reaper would do is a case with the slots already put into a foam for your miniatures. And you can get this case, and it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 things all together. I'm not sure how many pieces of foam really are in this thing, but you can get this case for $25. And if it's anything like the other cases, these are going to be high quality cases, guys, that will definitely protect your miniatures. So then it goes into, you know, all this other stuff, why, bones, you know, support, etc., etc. Then it, you know, goes into the, for $1 you get this, for $7 you can get this, you get basically your supporter on the forums notation. For $15, what was it, yeah, you get the, hurling, you get 36 miniature hordes of goblins, kobolds, rats, at your unexpected players. So yeah, here's the dungeon attack. That's the one thing that was up there that I didn't know, so it's 36. So let's do a little quick math on numbers. You got 30, 36, that's 66, 67, and this by itself is probably almost worth $100 because this is going to be the Sophies that they have in here. Only going to be on the Kickstarter. It's the only way to get them. So 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. It's already $2 a miniature here at this point. And then you still got all this other stuff, and plus more stuff can be added as they go along and open up more stuff. At $18, you can get a baseball cap. $22, you get t-shirts. Here's the 25s. This is Sophie. Like I said, this is a Kickstarter only Sophie. You can't get it at Gen Con. You can't get it from the web store. And this is a clothes Sophie. At $28, same thing, but this Sophie is nude, and it looks like she's kind of just getting on the bike or getting off the bike. So if nude is your thing, you can get a nude Sophie. Then you get the Mummy, which is the 30 brand new bones that are coming out for $60. And here's the bone set, which is just larger of what we saw up top. The Vampire, which is the 100, which we kind of saw up top. It says right now that's 102 miniatures, so literally less than $1 a miniature US. And it's just showing the same thing we've already seen. Then the Lich is a nice one. If you've got Sophies you've missed, or you've wanted the Sophies but you couldn't get them because they were Gen Con onlys, this is a case set in which they offer all the Sophies, and that's $110. Then they got the 300 level. They got levels that you pay money and you actually get the green sculpt. And I don't know how many they have of these things. If it's just the one miniature and you buy it and you get it and nobody else is going to get it, I honestly don't know how that's working. I didn't really say anything that said anything 100%. Some of these things are actually in solid silver, which is kind of pretty cool. So you have the ability to get some greens and some other miniatures that you wouldn't be able to from this. If you pay up to $600, you can get it gives you vampire level, plus you can get a custom studio paint job from this bro. What was his name again? Something Martin, I think. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Martin Jones. There you go. Yeah, for $1,000 you can get a flag, etc., etc. Obviously, depending on how much money you're willing to get, you can even have your own miniature designed by them and sculpted. The list goes on. I mean, you're looking at stuff you can pay over $2,000 for. And then here's the fighter kit, which was an expansion that you could get to your vampire or the Undertaker level. You get 2 of them at the Undertaker level, 1 at the vampire level, obviously, but it's these 4 guys. The optional stuff that you can buy on the side. The Undead Horde, which is 2 of each zombie kinds, 2 of each skeleton kinds, etc., etc. That's 20 miniatures. I could have done that. So actually, yeah, it's a lot. So definitely go and check these out. These 2 look awesome. Just want to put that out there. The paint sets are a great deal. If you haven't tried Reaper Paints series and you'd like to maybe give them a shot, these are a great way to get your hands on the paint sets and try them out. I'm gonna say paint set 2 to me, if you want to try something out, would be the better paint set to get. Because if you see here, they have Dirty Bone, Graveyard Bone, and Splintered Bone. And that's basically a triad. So you'd paint this first, and then 50-50, and then, so it's like, this covers everything. Then there's a 50-50, which pretty much covers everything. And then you do a straight, it covers the shadow areas. And then you do the Dirty Bone, which just goes into the deep recesses of the shadows. And then you do the same thing, 50-50. This covers what's left of the original coat. And then this covers up the very small amount of area for your final highlight at a 100% ratio. So they got it in that. They have it for the vampiric flesh. Obviously shadows, again, highlights. Same thing though, everything 50-50 for shadow areas, deep shadow. Same thing. They also have the Bloody Gore paint triad, and I love this red triad. This triad is amazing looking. It doesn't look quite so great at first, but once you finally start putting in that highlight color, oh man, is it a beautiful red. And then they have just 3 colors that they add into the set. So I definitely would say just picking up the paint set 2, and if you have the money and you want to, just pick up both sets. Can't go wrong whatsoever. They got some dwarves, and Reaper does make some pretty good looking dwarves. They got some orcs for your orc apocalypse, and does it tell you how many all these are together? Just these models show. It says 20 plus orcs available to all levels. So I guess 20 of them? I don't know. Contains 4 each of 5 miniatures shown. So okay, so it's these 5 guys, but you get 4 of each one of them. It's not bad. You can, and the plastics, you can actually cut them and mod them up a lot easier than you could the metals. Classics. Townsfolk, here's the case. Let's see if we can get some more information for you guys. Prototype shown, final design might vary. Designed by Ryder Hobbies. $25. It is a 16 by 5 by 12 by 4. I'm pretty sure it's probably in inches since they're an American-based company. Contains 6-figure trays. So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, that's definitely a beefy case. And at $25 is a steal. If I had 25 bones, I would definitely be picking this up. And you can see they have a miniature right there in the corner, so you can get a good comparison of how big these little compartment areas are. Here's the latest one that they broke. This is just concept art. It's not the actual look of it. In case you couldn't read that, the new stretch goal they're going for is dragons. So once this stretch mark is open, $15 optionals will be able to let you get a dragon. And they'd only be available to the vampire undertaker levels, even at that price. And then the stretch goal for 3007 is pretty much translucent green ones. So they get that green ethereal look, which looks actually pretty damn cool from the pictures are shown here, and it just doesn't say concept art, so that means these are what they actually will look like. And then obviously they will announce the rest of the stuff as they keep breaking stretch marks. Stretch marks, it sounds bad, doesn't it? It sounds like a fat person's ripping apart. I don't know if that's what I'd go for. So come in, check it out, find a level that's got something you might want, and be able to get yourself some miniatures. If you just want the paints, the hat, the shirt, or some of these other optional things that don't require you to put $100 or so down, just pick up the $1 pledge, or if you're a big forums person, the $7 pledge, or even if you want to get the little horde thing, $15, and then throw in the 20. You can get the baseball cap and the shirt. And I would say if you're a big collector of miniatures, pick up the Sophies. The clothed one or the naked one of the two, at $25 to $28. And if you want to pick up the other Sophie that at $110, that contains all of them, except for the ones obviously from the Kickstarter. It's all the old print ones from the Reaper cons. So you get 110, and you're looking at 25, 28, so we'll say 50, 160, 160, 163. And then you can just go off and buy some of these other additional things that you might want. And like I said, definitely try out these paints. They are amazingly good paints. You won't regret trying them out. And let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3, which is 12, so it's 24 paints at 36, and 36, and I don't know where the divide key is on my keyboard, and that's percentage, Martin. Wow, great way to fail on thing. So 36 divided by, not by 12, by 24, because I don't feel like doing the math on the top of my head. Puts them at $1.50 a bottle. You're not going to get cheaper than that, guys. So definitely take advantage of that. Yeah, if I put it at the extra buck that you'd have to get just that alone, because you have to be in one of these categories, excuse the price a little bit. I know. If you really want to see it, here we go. $1.54. Not breaking the bank, guys. Cheap way to get the paints to try them out. And if you're international, yeah, you got to throw in $5 extra to do it, but it's still pretty cheap, cheaper than GW. So guys, come over, check out their Kickstarter. Maybe there's something there for you, and maybe some additional stuff. These miniatures are going to be really good for your D&D games, and they're good for pretty much almost anything. You can use them for proxies and fantasy games, and War Machine and Hordes as well. Alright everybody, I'm going to cut it here, just because I know I've already probably gone on long enough. Well, talk to you all later. Happy wargaming.